Hey everybody, it's FullMoon, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. As you can see from, my page, I haven't uploaded in like a month or so, and so today's video is kind of just going to dive into why I haven't, and where I've been, and kind of sort of the future of the FullMoon channel. So yeah, I'm not going to waste any time, let's just go ahead and get into it. So basically, for the past month, I've just been really enjoying myself. Summer was a lot busier than I planned it being. When I started the channel, I had nothing to do, which is why I started doing YouTube. Over the last year, I've been doing stuff for my school. I've been hanging out more with friends. I've been trying to get back into a more social life, which COVID ruined me over. I didn't talk to anybody. I had relationships a weekend. I had relationships in the family weekend, and overall, I just was a very lonely and miserable person, which is why I started doing YouTube, because it allowed me to boost my emotional status positively without having to interact with people face to face. And as YouTube helped with that over the course of this past year, it has slowly lessened. YouTube started out as a hobby for me and then more or less declined into a chore. This came along with my Battle Royale map, FMBR, which is why I canceled it, because rather than being a hobby, it was extra work and stress that I was putting on myself. And it wasn't good for me. So where I've been living life. I've been hanging out with friends, I've been hanging out with family, I've been enjoying myself in school, and I've just been building up the relationships that I lost over that 2-year period of no interaction with COVID. As for the channel goes, I don't know. The community that I'm in for creative is a very toxic community. Everyone has a bad side, but publicly everyone shows and acts the way that they want to. Myself included, I have my own drama that I deal with behind the scenes, that I never enlighten you guys on, because it's a waste. There's no point, because who cares, So basically, I'm going to be announcing my departure from the creative community that I'm in. I'm not stopping creative content. That's the stuff that I love. I love building maps. I'm currently working on one right now. However, the people that I talk to and the relationships that I've built online have slowly lessened over the course of, us just growing as people. We all became friends when we were kids, and not to say that I'm not a kid anymore, but there's a big difference between a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old, you know what I mean? So just a lot of relationships that I had over the last year or so are a lot different, and some are more healthy for me and some are not healthy at all for me. So I have done a lot of realization over the last few days over, who to keep and who not. Which is why that creative switch for me has to happen. I don't have very many people that I need to talk to or want to talk to anymore when it comes to Fortnite creative. This channel has always kind of piggybacked off of bigger creators, and I want to establish myself finally as my own individual. And in order to do that, I have to step away from certain things that I've patterned myself to be doing. So this is the start. With this departure also comes information on my Discord server. My Discord is going to be getting a reboot. Every member in the server will either leave by themselves or will be kicked, and myself and the admin and mod team that I choose will rebuild the server to be more positive. And overall, that community will grow differently to allow for a more positive interaction between people, no drama. It's going to be a separate side of creative that no one's seen before, because I'm trying to establish myself as my own individual thing, and I think that that's going to help a lot. As far as the future of the channel goes, videos are going to slowly climb back into normality along with streams. The stream format is awful just due to the fact that I don't have the account permissions on the PlayStation that I play on, and that's kind of why I'm trying to earn money for a PC. But you know, Fortnite and creator code is hard, and YouTube is hard, and money doesn't come easy. I don't need it. I'm a 15-year-old kid who's very lucky to have the home and family to support him that he does. And certain things I don't need. One of those things that my family thinks I don't need is a PC, because I have the PlayStation 5. And I'm not going to argue with that. So I'm just gonna, if I'm gonna grow, I'm gonna need to, you know, take my own steps. This video is kind of rambling on, so I'm gonna try to cut it to a summary. But at the end of the day, I just want everyone to know that I am grateful for the past year that I've had, and the community that I've made, and the community that I've had and that has grown with me is very special and has a very special place in my heart. But as the creative community that I'm in declines and becomes more toxic and more drama filled and more dramatic and more desperate for content, it just makes me realize how much I need to separate myself. A lot of the people, actually pretty much none of the people that you've ever seen on my channel will ever return. I'm going to disassociate myself with most people. I'll grow new relationships, but a lot of the guys that you've seen around before probably won't be back. And that's not a hatred thing towards them. It's just a content choice that I'm making. I hope you guys are okay with these changes, and if not, there's always the unsubscribe button that you can use. I would like to hope that you guys stick around, but there's a lot of changes coming, so I completely understand if you don't want to stick around. And as I said, this is just a content choice that I'm making that I think betters myself and helps us as a community be able to establish ourselves differently. I've always looked at myself as a role model, and the way that I've been the past few months is not in any way a role model. And I want to be able to help people out, and I want to be able to be that shining light in a dark-filled community. But sometimes, in order to be the light in the darkness, you have to establish your own light first. You can't just flicker in the dark and hope that you beam. You need to start fresh and become a light first. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of change, and I hope you guys are excited for it. Make sure that you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and you know, it would be extremely appreciative if you did. As I said, a lot of changes coming, but I hope you guys are ready for it. I'm ready for it, and I think it's gonna better help me grow, and I think it's gonna better help my fan base enjoy themselves more. There's gonna be a lot less drama, and I'm excited for that. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come and listen to me rant or whatever, and I'll catch you guys in the next videos coming soon. Goodbye.